So UFC Pereira versus Hernandez just wrapped up, where Hernandez beat the fuck out of Pereira for 5 rounds, took him down at will most of the fight, just gassed him out. Fluffy has the real best gas tank in the UFC right now, not Marab. Fluffy actually can have power shots and land devastating ground and pound the whole fight. This is a real marauder, okay? Yeah, Fluffy looked good. Get him in the rankings. Such a good performance. Pretty good main event. I mean, the card was so weird. It was so back and forth. Really high highs and really low lows, because a lot of these fights sucked ass. Especially the Asu versus Nicola fight. They literally just fainted the whole round one and didn't do that much in the second or third. I mean, they did, but I can't forgive them for that first round. They literally fainted the whole round. It was so bad. But we also had one of the best fights I've ever seen in my fucking life. Brad Katona versus Sean Matsumoto. Gene Matsumoto, I don't know. Holy shit, this fight was so fucking good. It easily was the fight of the night. This shit better get fight of the night, not Pereira versus Hernandez. That was a one-sided beatdown. This was a back-and-forth fucking war where both guys were getting rocked all 3 rounds. It was basically 90% kickboxing. Both of them were failing on the takedowns when they did try. I do think that the scorecard was obviously terrible. It shouldn't have been unanimous. It should have been a split decision, because these rounds were fucking close, all right? I think you give the first one definitely to Gene, and then the second one probably to Brad. But honestly, you could flip-flop it. But I think it was most likely 1-1 going into the third, where I low-key think Brad should have won. Yeah, Brad kind of won that third round. So unless you think he won both of the first two, they were very close. But unless you think that, then this was technically a robbery. The scorecards were fucking terrible tonight. I'm going to get to that. But yeah, we'll actually cover the fights in order. Let me stop talking about the actual good fights. First, we'll cover Austin Lane versus Rebelis Despain. I know I called him Disdain in my last video. That was bad. But Rebelis Despain is a Rebelis Disdain to this fucking division in the sport. Of Olympic level Sambo guy who can't out grapple, can't use any of his skills to somehow outmaneuver an Austin Lane. A NPC, terrible layup, heavyweight bot that was fed to him to hopefully get him in the win column, and he failed again. This guy's fucking terrible. I said it in my prediction video. I knew he was shit when he fought Atezo Costa. I didn't want to pick against him because all y'all hyped him up. I hate listening to the community and getting gaslit. I'm done. Rebelis is terrible. Austin Lane is terrible. Cut them both. Then we had Melissa Martinez get the decision victory against Alice Ardelene. And this was obviously controversial as well, because what the fuck? What are these scorecards? She got outstruck in the first 2 rounds. I mean, they were close rounds, but she got outstruck the first 2 rounds. And I'm not just saying that because the commentary said it. They agreed, but it was true, okay? It was fucking true. She got out damaged. She was on the back foot the whole fight. I don't care if that's your style. It's still not a good look. Maybe apply some forward pressure once in your life. And yes, I'm salty because Alice did fake a groin shot, okay? It may have hurt her groin. I don't know. It may still have affected her. But it was a legal shot in MMA rules, in UFC rules. It was. So that was bullshit. But I do feel bad for the ref, because what do you do there? Do you stop the fight and call it a technical TKO victory because it was legal? Or you give both the girls a chance to finish the fight? And I think he made the right decision. It's always the right decision, I feel like, to give the fans more fight. But that's probably just me wanting more fight, obviously. But yeah, weird fucking outcome, because the scorecards were terrible, and I feel like they just changed them real quick because that shit happened. Like, no. That's just the terrible judging in MMA. It's fucking terrible. I'm done talking about this fight. Then we had Elise Reed get the decision victory against Jessica Penne. And this was a pretty good fight. I actually was really impressed by Reed's performance. I've never seen her strike this good. I watched a few of her fights to predict this. I've never seen her strike this good. So clearly improving. A lot of fighters on here that improved from their last performances. But yeah, I just think that Jessica needs to retire. She looked really bad, coming off a big layoff. I think she's 40. I'm stupid for picking her, but I don't know. I wanted to pick an underdog, I guess. I don't know what I was thinking. Women's fights makes me want to go for the underdog more just because it's so fucking unpredictable and random at times. But oh well. Reed looked good. She actually, if the fight had like 30 seconds left, she would have finished it. She was destroying her in the third round, rocking her head back. You can make an argument that I think Reed won all 3 rounds. Maybe lost the second or third. I wasn't really watching that closely. This fight sucked. But yeah, good performance. She just got married, so good for her. And we had Joseline Edwards, my queen, my absolute favorite women's MMA fighter, officially today. Carrying the card, getting one of the only fucking finishes. There was 2 finishes, guys, and one of them was a woman, and the other was the main event. That was basically a guaranteed finish either way. So, yeah, these fights were a bit disappointing. I mean, a fight can be good without a finish, but you can't call me casual fan for wanting finishes, okay? They're the peak of the sport. They're the most exciting thing that can happen in the sport. Obviously, a war is good leading up to a finish, but I want a finish still, so. But yeah, Joseline Edwards beat the fuck out of her, outclassed her everywhere, was timing the takedowns beautifully when Vidal would just come in stupidly striking, running into her with not even powerful strikes. Joseline had more power. She had the size. I think she missed weight, so not the best look. But I kind of already talked about this fight because I just started going. But Jean Matsumoto, yeah, a bit of a controversial win. I mean, he did really good. Looked insane. Really good fucking kid. Really good fighter. He has a lot of potential. Was getting caught in the chin so many times, but so was Brad. He was chinning. He was doing so good. In the first round, he was coming in and getting clipped and clipping Brad. But then in the second round, he made an adjustment and started, at least the beginning of the second round. It kind of got a bit back and forth towards the end of the second. But then in the beginning of the second, he would come in to the clinch. It looked like he was going to start the fucking exchange. And then he would just have his guard up. Brad would strike, and then he would counter him and land the way more devastating shot because obviously he's counter striking. But yeah, really good performance by both of them. Fucking fight of the year contender. This fight was better than Max Gaethje. Obviously not the same end, but a way better fight just overall. It was so good. Back and forth, crazy war. Both guys getting rocked. No one getting dropped, obviously, and coming back, but you can't ask for everything, all right? It's hard to come back from getting dropped, okay? So just crazy back and forth war. These guys have fucking chins and a bunch of CT after this, especially. And we had Mateus Nicolau losing by unanimous decision, I think. Right, this was a unanimous decision to Asu Almabayev. Asu Almabayev is a dumbass. He called for a title shot, and then when asked who would you want to fight to get closer to a title shot, bud, he didn't say anything. He just said, "Thank you, my Muslim brothers," or something. I don't know. It's really dumb on the mic, but he looked pretty good. He rocked Nicolau, which is just proving he's so chinny. He dropped him in the second round, I think, really badly. The only real damage Nicolau did was I think he had a pretty close submission attempt in either the end of the first or the beginning of the second. There's a lot of fights in this card. I kind of forget the details, but yeah, really good performance by... No, what am I saying? No, this was a terrible fight. Round 1, they feinted at range the whole round. Literally, I think Nicolau landed 2 strikes and Asu landed 4. So yeah, this was such a big drastic change from the Brad versus Gene fight. Dude, the change in fucking pace and momentum is crazy. It was not a good fight. And we had Darren Elkins retiring Daniel Pineda. Pretty good fucking fighter. I mean, yeah, he did a lot of good. I think he has like 100% finish rate in his wins or something, I read. I don't know. Maybe that's not true. But yeah, he retired. Didn't even really get his own time to have a speech. He kind of had to butt in himself and just force them to give him a retirement speech. And it was in the Apex. Yeah, rip. Unfortunate. No one deserves that. I mean, if it's the fighter's last fight and they get told, you tell the UFC you're going to retire, they should fucking make an effort to get you on a fucking pay-per-view card. Just retiring in the Apex feels wrong, and I hate watching it. It's terrible. But, dude, Darren Elkins, dude, he needs to retire as well. That CT on the mic was so bad. I mean, he might just have a speech impediment, but I feel like it's not just a speech impediment. He has CT at the wazoo, bro. Please retire. And, yeah, he kept sticking his head. I mean, not really sticking his head into guillotines, but, I mean, I guess, yeah, that's what he was doing. Because he got almost subbed like 10 times, I swear. but scrambled out of all of them. Insanely impressive. That guy cannot be subbed. He will take that squeeze and he will out-scramble you. It does not matter. That was really impressive from him. And yeah, he definitely won the fight. He may have lost the first because of all the submission attempts in the first, but then he came back, was able to get the best of most grappling exchanges in the second, and landed pretty good ground and pound. Pretty good performance, but these guys are just really crafty vets. Been in the game too long at like low level, just taking a lot of damage. They both should have retired, low-key. But it was a good matchup. They deserve to fight each other. Very good, similar skill level. All right, here, I'm about to rage. If I sounded mad in this video, I'm sorry. This is the reason. And I'm pissed about no one fucking agreeing with me. Charles Johnson lost 2 rounds to 1. Fucking clearly. Charles won the second, obviously, dominantly. Almost finished Sue in a very dominant dropping and ground and pounding on that the ref didn't stop. So why are people bitching? He didn't stop it. Oh well, the guy came back. It was a good ref then. Good reffing. Let the fighter fight till he's dead. Obviously not, but dude, this was good reffing. He wasn't out. He may have been out for like a split second, but then he came right back with the next punch that woke him up, and he got up, grabbed the hips, was able to get on his feet, and he came right back. I mean, he obviously lost the second round, but dude, he dominated the third round badly. And just because Charles was rushing in the first, throwing his stupid exchanges where it was all hitting guard, they did nothing. They were just fucking crowd winners and judge appeasers. Oh, he's winning the big moments. Let's just give him the round. You're brain dead. Count the strikes and count the significant strikes. I know not every close fight's a robbery. And yes, the first round was very close. But Sue was doing beautiful work. Just so slick. Getting out of the way of the strike slightly. On his back foot a lot. But he was counter-striking on the back foot. Using his range to outrange one of the biggest flyweights on the roster. They're probably the 2 biggest flyweights. They're fucking huge. So, very good matchup from the UFC. Not to discredit Charles, I like him. I put him in, I think, my funniest fighters tier list or something. Dude, I like this guy. He's funny on Twitter. I mean, he's kind of racist. I've been hearing all that. I didn't even see what he said, to be honest, but apparently he said something about Kai Sakura, or he just said something racist towards the Asians in general. I don't know. Yeah, don't do that, bro. That's not cool. For real, stop the Asian hate, because what the fuck? Why are you robbing this Asian again? What the fuck? He clearly won the fight, bro. I'm so mad about this. I'm so mad. I don't want to watch the sport anymore, guys. Judging ruins it. Knock them out, bro, because the judges will fuck you every way possible. Then we had Jake Hadley get absolutely fucking embarrassed, losing to a guy making his UFC debut on, like, a few days' notice. Embarrassing. He's so one-dimensional. Doesn't mix in the grappling at all. Just backs up, looks for the 1-2. I don't know. I mean, this wasn't a fight that originally that was meant to happen, so I didn't even predict it. But yeah, good performance from Smotherfield. He's fucking smothered him, I guess. I don't know. I don't have a joke. But yeah, a lot of eye pokes and groin shots in this fight. It was an alright fight, but plagued a lot by that. There was like a 5 or fucking 6 minute interval total from all the injuries or fouls, but yeah, I don't care either. They're both kind of bums. I mean, Smotherfield looks good. He has potential, but dude, Jake Hadley, what the fuck was that? Then we had Kyler Phillips lose by decision to Rob Font. I don't even know what to say. Kyler Phillips, what the fuck? I guess I didn't watch enough tape to realize that this guy gasses him on 1 round. I guess I didn't, guys, because he fucking gassed after dominating the first round easily. Not even that high output. He took him down, controlled him, landed really good ground and pound the whole first round, was dominating. It was all going so well. And then the Jesus lookalike himself didn't have any fucking strength left. He just had nothing left in the second. He was gassed. What happened? It wasn't even at elevation. I don't know. I really don't, guys. I hyped up Kyler Phillips a lot in that prediction video. I'm pissed. He looks so good, and he has a really good record. He has so many impressive wins. And then he just gets outstriked and outwilled and outpowered and outgassed by Rob Font, the journeyman himself. I'm pissed. I'm very disappointed in this, but good win from Rob Font. His striking looked dangerous, I guess. And now Anthony Hernandez versus Michelle Pereira. The main event was very good. I mean, it kind of got stale towards the third and the fourth round. It was really exciting in the first and second because Michelle actually had some gas tank to fight the takedowns and strike somewhat with him. He was landing really good body kicks in the first. He didn't land that many, but it don't take that many to finish an opponent. So I don't know, man. Michelle Pereira, the urgency when he was on the feet just wasn't there. He was just confident in himself to defend the takedowns, I guess, and land the shots he needed to eventually. I don't know what he was dealing with. He had one close jumping on Gilly. It was close, but it was not skill or timing based. It was just pure strength. He just decided, I'm gonna go for this because I have no other way of winning, and this is going pretty bad. So I'm gonna just jump the fucking Gilly, Dustin style, and he almost got it. But obviously, he's not just gonna get it with pure strength. You're not gonna get fucking Fluffy to sub or for Fluffy to tap that easily. And yeah, he just scrambled, repositioned, stayed calm, got out of it, got top control after getting out of it. And he dominated. What do I have to say? This dude's a fucking monster. I said in the prediction video, he was either going to drown him and win a dominant decision or late finish, or Michelle was going to finish him in the first. And I picked wrong. I thought Michelle would be able to do it. The Michelle Pereira train is officially over, boys. No, obviously. He's still very good and can get right back on the train in his next win, especially since he's staying pretty active. So hopefully he continues to, because he took damage, but not the most like crazy devastating finish. So I think he could be back in 6 to 7 months. I mean, I feel like a lot of people would say take even longer after a beatdown like this, but Fluffy hits hard, but his ground and pound is not that severe to where he's going to finish you. He could not finish him for the life of him in all the rounds. You could have just let it go to decision, Herb. You really could have. You're so inconsistent with your stoppages. It makes no sense. He was getting ground and pounded on just as badly in the third and fourth as he was the fifth. So, pretty bad stoppage. It was so random. Herb always does that shit. Like the Tony, I think it was Herb that stopped that fight. The Tony versus Justin Gaethje fight. Just stopped it randomly at the end of the fight after so much damage was done. You could have stopped it when the damage was happening. Why are you going to stop it when he lands a strong jab all of a sudden? Oh, you've taken too much damage. It's over. That's not how stoppages should work. Herb is so inconsistent, and to think some people think he's the best ref, it's actually kind of embarrassing. But yeah, that was the whole card. Broke all the fights down. A lot of them sucked. A lot of disappointing performances. But a lot of fighters improved. I saw, like, Brad Katona looked way better. Fucking Fluffy looked way better. Joseline Edwards looked way better. A lot of these fighters are improving, so that was good to notice, I guess. A good trend on the card. But yeah, that's it, guys. We have Max versus Ilya next week, so all predictions out as my next video probably. Because I'm just going to spend the whole day tomorrow doing them and then probably get them out Monday night or something. Yeah, that card is probably going to be the pay-per-view of the year. I mean, it might not top 300, but it could. It has potential. If the fights are really good, I think there's a good chance the main card, at least, is better than the UFC 300 main card. Not the prelims, obviously. Nothing will ever beat or top UFC 300 prelims. They were something special, man. You had to be there. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.